prejudice. Wrote a song about it? Like to hear it? Here it goes. Free your mind.
This is DizzieMac, here with the First Lady of Sports Talk, the one and only Cheryl Smith, joined by the Shimmy Shake Girls on our panel today, the one and only Big Doug. Yeah.
Hi, out there.
How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
All right. We get ready to bring the noise, y'all. It's been a big week in sports. So, First Lady, take it away with what you saying.
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdie known as Robert Griffin III, RG3, may be wishing he could fly far away from the remarks he made about being the best quarterback in the NFL. What? His preseason performance resulted in sack after sack after sack and finally ended with the concussion protocol being activated. Is the offense line just plain bad? Does RG3 need to shut up and let his play speak for him? Is RG3 playing already speaking volumes? Is Subway glad that they have RG3 as the spokesperson instead of Jarrett? Art Monk, Joe Theismann, Doug Williams, and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Well, yeah, RG3 definitely needs to shut up because we all know he is not the best quarterback in the league. I mean, this is the problem with RG3. I mean, he's always thinking about himself. It's about team. And he really hasn't played well for the last couple of years, obviously due to injuries, but also due to some of his lack of performance. So, I mean, he really does need to shut up. But in fairness to RG3, Washington definitely has a problem with their offensive line. It is horrible with a capital H. I mean, unfortunately, you know, they can't even make excuses because their line is missing their best player, Trent Williams. But players really need to step up when somebody's not there. And this line is really horrible. I mean, unfortunately, they have a lot of young rookies on the line. RG3, he didn't even have time to make decisions because the Detroit player was in his face immediately knocking him down during the preseason game.
Oh.
I mean, every time RG looked up, there was somebody there right in his face immediately. I mean, he really didn't have that much time to react. So Washington really, if they expect RG3 to be a pocket quarterback, and we all know that's not his game. That really is not RG3's game. He's more the read option quarterback, but they really want him to stand back in the pocket. But I can understand why RG3 is afraid because there's no protection for him. So Washington needs to restructure this line. They need to do something fast. I mean, can you imagine Detroit being able to manhandle that line? And they didn't even have Ndamukong Suh with them. So it's really terrible as far as this line. Offensive line, they really need to make some changes. And one thing I want to say this, if RG3 continues to play the way he is and continues to get knocked down every Sunday, trust me, Subways will consider dropping RG3 as the spokesperson. And I ain't not even going to talk about Jarrett because he is very despicable, and I don't even want to get into that situation. But anyway, Big Doug, what do you got to say about RG3 talking about he's the best quarterback in the NFL, please?
Well, I'm going to come to the defense a little bit. He did talk a little bit more after that, and it was kind of taken a little bit out of context. And he then said he always aspires to be the best. So he was, although the reporters did just take that first sentence out of it and used it, he did come back and say, I'm aspiring to be aspiring to be the best quarterback out there. That's what I'm always doing. I'm always trying to be the best quarterback out there. So he did correct himself a little bit, but he never got really credit for that. They just took the first quote out of context and it's kind of in context. He did say it, but then he came back and tried to defend himself a little bit by saying I'm basically aspiring to be the best quarterback out there. So I don't think it was as bad as some people took it. I pretty much agree with you on the offensive line for the Redskins. They didn't get him. They didn't get him time. He was trying to be a pocket quarterback, and you couldn't be because bodies were flying at him. He got sacked 3 times, but he got hit 5 other times, and there's no way you can do that and stay in the pocket. I mean, the Seahawks offensive line now has 2 or 3 former defensive linemen as part of them. They have a first good game, but they had a pretty good game last night, keeping Wilson up and standing. But and I think the concussion aspect of that's been taken away now. I don't think they think he has a concussion anymore, but I think he really wanted out of there, or he wasn't going to be. And I think there's more people yelling at Gruden right now for keeping him in there as long as they didn't letting him take a bashing than it was, him getting hit so much. I mean, he was trying to be the good quarterback and stay in the pocket and throw the ball, and he just didn't have time to do it. And he'd have been better off just take off running as soon as he got the ball and throw it on the run than trying to beat that. So I don't give Robert a big failing score on his week. I give him a pretty decent score on his interview. The reporter was just basically took it out of context and ran with it, and I think he just didn't have enough time last night to be a pocket quarterback, and they got to give him some time to throw the ball if they're going to let him throw the ball if they want him to throw the ball from the pocket.
All right, it makes you wonder if Gruden was trying to get RG3 hurt. He doesn't like him, and he doesn't want to keep him.
I think the Redskins have been trying that from the start. Dr. Andrews let him play against Seattle, 3 years ago when he never should have played. If the Redskins had played Cousins, they probably would have beat Seattle that night because Robert didn't do anything, basically dragging that leg around. So I think the Redskins have actually done Robert wrong. Robert's got his own self in trouble over time because he does talk too much sometimes, but the Redskins have not done him very right over time, I don't think.
It's just a terrible marriage. All right, DizzieMac. That's a terrible marriage, DizzieMac. So what do you feel about RG3?
Hey, terrible marriage. Almost looking like divorce here. I had to think, does RG3 have a concussion now or after? I mean, his comments were taken out of context, but hey, he was going to say what he was going to say. I mean, he had to say that, but I just don't understand how Kirk Cousins could come in there and do what he did and look like he was avoiding the rush. He wasn't getting hit. He wasn't taking punishment. RG3 was taking punishment. They were like peeing off of him like a tackling dummy. I don't know. I mean, I can't blame Gruden because what was he going to do? Hey, if this was a regular season game, you can't take the heat. Well, you got to get out the kitchen. And it said like RG3 didn't know how to get out the kitchen. He kept bumping into the stove. He kept bumping into the refrigerator. He kept bumping into the microwave. He kept bumping into stuff. Or I should say, Detroit kept bumping into him. He couldn't get out of the way. He couldn't get out of the way and protect himself to save himself. So I don't know. I mean, RG3 still has a way to go, but it seems like, I have to say it again, Kirk Cousins has a better command of the offense. Every time he gets in there, he looks like he's the starting quarterback, and RG3 is some kind of experiment, some kind of prospect that they are trying to develop. But hey, he's going to get his chance. He's going to get an opportunity, no doubt, to come back and prove what he can do. And he's going to have to start proving it now. It's getting late. It's getting down to we need to make a decision. We need to see something. And RG3 is showing nothing, but hey, he can just take a hit here and there, and he can limp to the sideline. All I say is keep your mouth shut, play ball, prove it with your play, not with what you say.
All right, keep your mouth shut, huh, DizzieMac?
All right, quick question for the panel. One quick question for the panel. If RG3 leaves Washington, what would be the best team for him to go to to regroup his career?
Cleveland.
Yeah, I was thinking Cleveland too. Because right
that was my first thought as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they have controversy over there. So,
yeah.
Okay.
I was Cleveland. All right, DizzieMac, over to you.
Yeah. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers, putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion. Overpowering. Over the competition, I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call it cops. Don't you dare steal. You better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that all get you sliced and diced. Competition paying up price. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. We're not talking about the Lennox Lewis, Arturo Gatti, or Jessica Rakoczy. We're talking about the knockout punch Cam Chancellor plans to deliver to the Seattle Seahawks if he does not get a new contract. The Seahawks are fining Chancellor $30,000 daily for missing training camp. That's a lot of moolah. Is Cam making a bad move? Will the Seahawks whole firm? Will Beast Mode loan him a few bucks? Dez Bryant, Deion, Eli Manning, and Jimmy the Greek are asking, what you saying? Well, Cam Chancellor seems to be holding firm. He seems to be trying to make a statement. This has personally gone on longer than I had thought. I thought for sure they would have made a deal by now. Seattle does not want to let one of the best safeties in the league go at one of their top performers. But they paid out a lot of money to a lot of people. Is there enough left in the bank? Will Paul Allen have to sell a lot more Starbucks lattes? I think he does. But a deal will get done. They will make sure that the $30,000 a day fine is cleared up, and they will have their hard-hitting safety back on the field. It's in their best interest. They don't want to break this team up or have this team have any distractions heading into the season. So look forward to get straightened out here pretty soon. Big Doug, what's going on, man? What you saying about this? I know the Shimmy Shake girls are over there rubbing your back, giving you mimosas, feeding you grapes, but come on over here off the couch and tell us what you're saying, brother.
Well, I think Cam probably is making a mistake. This isn't the year to do this. They just signed Russell Wilson to big money. They just signed Bobby Wagner to big money. And the honest answer is there really isn't any money left to renegotiate Cam's contract. I live in Seattle, so this is something. This is something they talk about every day on the sports radio up here. And there isn't going to be any fines. They're potentially that's never going to happen. It's almost $1 million right now. That's not going to happen. They're not going to take his money. That becomes a negotiating thing for the Seahawks eventually. But I think the basic feeling up here is from most of the folks up here is that he's made a mistake. This is the wrong year. I mean, he signed a 4 or 5 year contract last year, and this is only the second year of his contract. It's not time for him to do that. He signed what was at that time, a very good contract for the safety. But he wants to get paid Thomas money, and that's twice what he's making right now. That's just not going to happen this year. It might be something they can negotiate later on for his final couple of years, but they're not going to give him anything, especially when he's holding out. And he's not talking, but his aide is the only one that's really talking. So until he comes in, I don't think the Seahawks are going to do anything for him to help him. And there just really isn't any money under the cap this year for it. So he's probably chosen the wrong year, and the Seahawks, I think, are going to settle in. But the Seahawks start off 0-2 and lose to the Rams and the Packers off. They might change their mind. So we'll have to see. But that's also costing Cam, $700,000 a game to do that. So I don't know if he's willing to do that or not. So we're going to see. Most people in Seattle feel like it's been the Russell Wilson deal was too much, and so we've been spoiled for the last 3 or 4 years up here, and they don't really want to see it happen again.
All right, you heard from Big Doug, sleepless in Seattle.
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
Well, First Lady, you know a thing or two about holding out and negotiations and how it can affect you and somebody else. What you saying?
Yeah, when you negotiate, I mean, first of all, Doug, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, he did a contract extension back in April 2013. I mean, he really needs to honor his contract. So Cam is making a bad move. I mean, just to think that you had the opportunity to bet on your talents. Now, is it the Seahawks' fault that you underestimate your talents based off of your negotiation tactics, that you didn't negotiate monies to increase your salary every year? For some reason, in 2015, his base salary decreased from the previous year. But that's what he agreed upon. What his agent agreed upon. So, I mean, the Seahawks, they know that Chancellor is their heart and soul of their defense. So I really think that both sides will eventually come to a mutual agreement. Now, you know, Doug, you're right there, and you know what's going on, what's being talked about. There's not any monies there for them to make any changes, but maybe he can do another extension and to get a signing bonus or something. But I just think right now that these players need to live and honor their contract. What's going on with my word is my bond? You know, it doesn't seem to be happening. I mean, yeah, you see all these other people making all this money. I can understand that, but you agreed to your contract, so you need to honor it. And I just think that's what Cam needs to do. So, but it's going to be interesting to see if he will hold out for the entire season. I mean, there was somebody was talking about it on another channel, NFL Network, that he is he is determined to sit out the whole season unless the Seahawks budge with his contract negotiation. It will be interesting to see if that actually happens. So he must got a lot of money in the bank, but we know how football players are. They don't have that much money in the bank, and they're going to be eager when that check stops coming. He's going to want to get paid. So we'll see what's going on with that.
You're right about that, First Lady. Hey, the Lamborghinis and Maybachs and Palacio Estates still got to be paid for, and you got nothing coming in and a whole lot of money going out.
Yeah.
Well, with that, First Lady, Big Doug, pass the mimosas and take us to break.
The first two listeners to email us or send a shout-out why the boxers mentioned or grouped together will receive a $25 gift card from our friends at sportsacademy.com and an additional $25 gift card from our partners at nflshop.com. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from General Spanky on the first part of Shout-Out.
Free Mr. Vine. General who?
Oh, beautiful, just beautiful.
Oh, how adorable is that?
Oh.
Edible Arrangements has a fresh fruit bouquet to make any occasion special. Our bouquets are made with fresh premium fruit, arranged in a variety of stunning displays. Make every occasion special with Edible Arrangements. Guys, the baby's over here.
Oh, all right. Oh, okay, yes.
And don't even think about touching my edible arrangements.
For pickup or delivery nationwide, call 877-DO-FRUIT, 877-DO-FRUIT, or go to ediblearrangement.com. That's ediblearrangement.com. Yeah.
Oh, my. What a nice looking baby you got there.
Make all your special moments. Moments with Edible Arrangements.
The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. That's Big Doug, me, and First Lady. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from General Spanky.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. This morning we have General Spanky out of Regina, Saskatchewan, wherever that is. The track from his album. Saskatchewan. That was in Winnipeg, Canada. With a track from his album, Mr. Immature. You see, geography was not one of my favorite subjects. Let's hear Dollars and Cents.
I'm not the kind of guy you take home to mother. I fart all the time and here comes another. Let's rock the party till the early dawn. Rock hard like the dog poop on your neighbor's lawn. Rambling on is a trait I have. A hairy back and sexy calves. Nobody has a sense of humor. The post a woman, but that's just a rumor.
If you talk like this and have blurry sight.
Change to boxers, your briefs are too tight. Love may elude me, but so does class. I have my mother's eyes and my father's ass. I'm not stupid, just a little bit dense. I know my lyrics don't make any sense. I'm not stupid, just a little bit dense. I know my lyrics don't make any sense. You can call it rap or just plain hip-hop. Either way, I don't plan to stop. I'm number 2, but I'm one of a kind. How could I not be with this type of mind? It's always moving and it never stops. I'm addicted to Slurpees and soda pop. If you pay attention to what I wrote, it's the lyrical equivalent of a Diet Coke. The point that I'm making is probably moot, but your mom thinks I'm so damn cute. Please don't worry, your pretty little head. I swear to God, I took my meds. I'm not stupid, just a little bit dense. I know my lyrics don't make any sense. I'm not stupid, just a little bit dense. I know my lyrics don't make any sense. Ever since my early years, I've been talking like I've had 6 beers. I'm the court jester in the funhouse mirrors, frustrating my loved ones into tears. Who knows how life will end up when you talk straight out of your butt? Why do most people procreate? They were bored and the pizza was late. My funny quirks are nothing new. I'm like a board game without a clue. Nice to see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Please enjoy my verbal diarrhea. I'm not stupid, just a little bit dense. I know my lyrics don't make any sense. I think my family will admit me though. I'm not stupid, just a little bit dense. I know my lyrics don't make any sense. Help me, one man makes it. I'm not stupid, just a little bit dense. I know my lyrics don't make any sense. Suppressing these ramblings is so damn hard. I'm not stupid, just a little bit dense. I know my lyrics don't make any sense. My dad thinks I should have been a plumber. If I tell you knock knock joke, don't answer the door.
All right, General Spanky, when he says, I'm not stupid, but I know my songs don't make any dollars and cents. All right, let me go to the panel. DizzieMac, what did you think of Dollars and Cents by General Spanky?
Well, I definitely didn't think it was worth any dollars and only a few cents. So we're going to hit the mute button. We're going to hit the mute button.
You're going to hit the mute button on him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, okay, well, let me move on. Big Doug, did you like the song?
My feet moved a little bit, but I'm hitting the mute button as well.
Wow, y'all are hitting the mute button today.
I was really hitting it to start off with. I really wanted to cut it off after the first 10 seconds, but then I kept listening. And my feet moved a little bit. But
Preach.
All right, Roddy B, how do you feel about the song?
Well, given I think it was a comedy song, I did get 1 or 2 chuckles out of it, but I think that the verbiage got overwhelmed by the I guess it was supposed to be background music, but it really seemed like his words were in the background. Not that they were words worth listening to, but it might have been a little bit more funny. I'm hitting the mute button.
You gonna hit the mute button? Well, I guess I'm the only one who really liked the song. I thought it was supposed to be a parody, so a song like, Weird Al Yankovic, and I mean, it had a nice little beat to it. I'm not into the hardcore rap. I'm not into that hardcore rap, so I'm gonna give it a yo. I'm gonna give it a yo. Okay. Dollars and cents. Mr. Eminem, Vanilla Nice, think he's Weird Al Yankovic. Okay, that was dollars and
more cents than dollars. More cents
than dollars, as DizzieMac would say. All right, on part 2 of Shout Out, we'll have another performance from General Spanky. So hopefully, with the other panelists, he will do better on the second song. So we'll see. But is it the sound of my favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
And we know Flipper lives in a world full of wonder, flying there under the sea.
Okay, it's time for Flip It, where our host defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. The preseason had started, and the team from Cleveland looked impressive on a 95-yard touchdown drive by who? Quarterback Johnny Manziel.
What?
We asked the panel to defend. Forget McCown. Go ahead and start Johnny. DizzieMac, defend.
Start Johnny. You saw the 96-yard drive. They mixed in a little play action and mixed in some rollouts. They ran the ball, and they played to Johnny Manziel's strength. That's how you put a Heisman Trophy winner in the game. Drive it down the field. Let him lead you. Don't try to lead him. Let him lead you. Johnny football was looking good, and he showed a very, very high football IQ. That is what you do, and that is how you win in Cleveland. Put the football in Johnny Manziel's hand.
Okay, from the Bearskin rug. But let's see what Big Doug out on the Pacific Northwest has to say. Forget McCown. Go ahead and start Johnny.
I think so. He's the first-round pick. He's Johnny football. And give him the ball. Give him this season. See if he's going to be your quarterback in the future. Just let him go and see what he can do. He most certainly had the place rocking. He also, that next drive, he had a minute and a half, and he was starting driving down the field again. And there's a penalty that, pushed him back from he threw another first down pass that got him to around midfield with enough time, maybe drive him down a little bit more, and there was a penalty on somebody else that cost him that. So he might have gotten another touchdown drive or field goal drive or whatever they needed there. So I think give him a whirl, give him a chance, and see what he can do, and give him the season, and you can determine his future after the season and move forward from there. So I think that's what you really need to do. I think he deserves it. He's picked himself into treatment, got himself straightened out, and he's now a professional football player, so let's go with him.
All right. Did better out of rehab than Tiger Woods. Okay. First Lady, defend.
The Browns need to have a short memory when it comes to their quarterback situation. The entire NFL knows exactly what type of player McCown is, but they really don't know the potential of Johnny Manziel. Give Johnny Manziel a chance. Playing him now would be more valuable than him learning behind someone who is not a franchise quarterback. Manziel has worked on his sobriety, and his head is on straight, which means that he is being more responsible and he is figuring out the game. Johnny has been electric so far in the preseason. He deserves to be the starting quarterback. Cleveland, throw him into the fire, and he will not get burned.
All right. You heard the defense, but you know this is Flip It. You have to kind of guess what side these folks are really on. We asked the panel to defend. Drives in preseason against third and fourth stringers does not make a starting QB. Keep Johnny warming that bench. DizzieMac, the fan.
Oh, yeah. Don't get caught up in sipping the Kool-Aid. Keep him where he's at on the bench. I mean, look, he's driving the ball down against the third and fourth string defense. Some of these guys won't even be with their own teams come this week. I wasn't impressed. You didn't do nothing, Johnny Football. You just happened to hand the ball off here, there, throw a short pass here, there, and then next thing you know, you're driving down the field. I wasn't impressed. I wasn't sipping the Kool-Aid. I wasn't sipping that orange and white Kool-Aid. Matter of fact, I was with somebody from Cleveland, and they were looking at, hey, Pastor Hennessy, that this is a bad dream. A bad dream. It's all a dream. Seeing Johnny Manziel in Word Up magazine. No. Go against what you believe is true. Keep Johnny Manziel on the bench. And stop sipping that damn Kool-Aid in Cleveland.
Okay, we heard the defense from DizzieMac, but we have Big Doug defend.
No, we can't let Johnny out there quite so soon. His learning curve is still getting ready to really start when the regular season games go. We're not going to be playing against third and fourth stringers who will be out of the league in a couple more weeks. All we're seeing is vanilla defenses that are playing straight up, and they're not pulling anything out there to confuse folks right now. So his learning curve is really not going to start till the first game, and he needs to sit over there with the coach and watch and have things explained to him and see it from the sideline first. And then if McCown doesn't do anything on the first 3 or 4 games, and Cleveland's sitting there at 1-3 or 0-4, and Vince and Johnny out there with some experience of what goes on the field and what really happens during regular season games, and turn him loose at that point. But that would be a lot less pressure on him as well. Not sure what he'd really do if he goes up to the first game with a lot of pressure, and all of a sudden he sees something that he's never seen before in pro football. Basically, the first defense he sees is nothing like he played in the preseason, and he starts to shake and holler and wants to get out of there. Oh my God, they're really coming at me now with a blitz I've never seen before. So I think he needs to sit on the bench for a while, not to stand on the sideline with the coach and let him be explained to what's going on the field. And then after a few games, if Cleveland doesn't get off to a good start, he goes out there with no pressure, no expectations, if he can take over and see what he can do at that point. But sending him out there that first game would be a mistake, and Cleveland would probably have up 3 or 4 interceptions that day. So I think Johnny needs to sit or stand for a while on the sideline and really learn some good lessons of what real pro football looks like.
Heard the defense from Big Doug, but let's see what the First Lady got to say. Defend.
Johnny Manziel has changed his attitude, dealt with his sobriety, and has become a student of the game by learning how to play. However, it's the preseason. Cleveland needs to be objective and cautious with evaluating Johnny's performance. Manziel is playing against players who won't start for their respective teams, and some of these players will be looking for a regular 9-to-5 job in 2 weeks. So the jury is still out on Manziel. While there is optimism, let's not exaggerate that Manziel has done a 360 turnaround. Johnny Manziel still needs to be warming the bench behind McGowan so he can learn how to play this game the correct way.
All right, you heard the defense from on both sides. On both sides of Flip It. We'll have more Flip It later on. But First Lady, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, we have the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2.
Another day, another restless night, crying myself to sleep. Another day of relentless phone calls from credit card companies demanding payment. Another day wondering if filing bankruptcy or getting one of those debt consolidation loans is the only way to go. A friend said, "Stop crying. Just call Sharon, the debt destroyer." Sharon and her team of experts work hard to help you eliminate your credit card debt and get you and your credit back on track. No bankruptcy, no loans, your credit card debt eliminated. I called Sharon and her team of experts went right to work with a plan that made sense. I am sleeping peacefully knowing my credit card debt is being destroyed and my credit is getting back on track. Have your credit card debt destroyed and get a good night's sleep? Contact Sharon, the Debt Destroyer, at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call 888-431-2829, extension 2.
Welcome back. You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for the funnies. DizzieMac, over to you.
Thank you, First Lady. As we know, we're gearing up for another presidential race. Poll. Presidential hopeful These Nuts has 9% support in North Carolina. The public policy polling data suggests 9% of North Carolina voters would support these nuts over Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. A new poll of North Carolina voters features a surprisingly strong showing for a candidate that can charitably be called a dark horse. These nuts. Public policy polling released poll numbers Wednesday suggesting Donald Trump leads the Republican field in the state with 24% support among Republicans, and Hillary Clinton maintains 55% among Democrats. But in a Trump-Clinton matchup, 9% of those polled said they would cast a ballot for the independent candidate. These nuts. The pollster said 9% support in North Carolina would go along with his 8% in Minnesota and 7% in Iowa in our recent polling. These nuts is one of 536 presidential hopefuls to file paperwork with the Federal Election Commission. He is listed as an independent based out of Iowa. The FEC requires only a single page of basic information from prospective candidates and does not verify the identities of those who seek to run. Wow. You can run anonymously or your name does not have to be exposed.
I'm for these nuts.
These nuts.
Yes.
I'm for these. Since they all nuts anyway, I'm going for these nuts. He got my vote.
9%. He's the dark horse emerging.
Well, hey, out of 536, he's got 9%. My man doing good. I'm going forward.
Hey, doing good. Don't laugh over there, Big Doug. I see you over there laughing, almost choking on the grapes and stuff.
I just remember I'm from South Carolina originally, so those North Carolina folks do strange things at times.
Hey, shout out to the Carolinas, North and South.
Absolutely.
Guys, darn it, if water is splashing on my beautiful bearskin rug and my shimmy shake girl, it must be time for our favorite underwater friend. It's time for flipping.
Time for Flip It, where our hosts defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. Here come the judge. Here come the judge. Everybody know that. Here come the judge. Judge Berman, that is. He who is looking at the NFL sideways is once again being stern in his proclamation. He wants the two sides to reach an agreement. The word is Tom Brady will take a one-game suspension for failure to cooperate. Panel defend. The NFL should leap at this chance to settle. DizzieMac.
The NFL should definitely leap at this chance to settle. They got Tom Brady on a one-game suspension. That's probably the best you're going to be able to do at this point in time. And you have Judge Berman stop. You know, he would promise to stop looking at you sideways anyway. But no, take the opportunity, NFL. This is the best chance to get something out of nothing. And you will have somewhat of a moral victory. You could say, hey, we suspended him for a game and move forward with the season and get it behind you. Don't mess this one up, NFL. Take the deal and put this nightmare to bed.
Okay, Big Doug, defend.
Absolutely, they should settle. I mean, if the NFL happens to win, Brady's going to appeal, and we could be talking about this next year at the same time, because the appeal process could take years to clear through the federal courts if they put life on a regular timetable of cases. So, I mean, it's the NFL needs this to be over with. It needs to get it done. Regular football starts in a couple of weeks. They don't want this still hanging over their heads on the appeal, and Brady's just going to go out there and play the 4 games while they're appealing. So this all could go on for another year. That can't happen. NFL needs to move on. Brady needs to move on. This whole thing needs to move on. They need to settle as fast as they can and get the judge off their back and move forward with football.
Okay, you heard Big Doug. Move forward. First Lady, defend.
The NFL needs to cut their losses regarding the Wells report and this campaign to suspend Tom Brady for 4 games. There is no hard evidence that Tom Brady did anything in regards to the PSI of football. Brady is being suspended for breaking a rule which did not even exist. There is little evidence of custody of the balls and who was responsible for seeing that they were inflated to the correct range of PSI. The Wells report, they can't even rule out that the weather had an impact on the PSI of the balls, the footballs. Judge Berman is really slamming the NFL, and he's pretty much telling Roger Goodell that they better come up with a settlement, because normally he rules favorably for the NFL. But he's been throwing a lot of subtle hints to Roger Goodell that this needs to be settled, because it seems like he may not be able to rule in his favor. Roger needs to stop dodging and accept Tom Brady's compromise.
Roger the Dodger Goodell. Wow. The NFL should feel froggy and take that leap. Okay, but you know this is Flip It Panel Defend. Stand firm, NFL. The CBA gave the commish the power, and judges hate to overrule arbitrators. DizzieMac, defend.
Yeah, they gave Goodell the power, so why don't you just stand behind the commish? He's got this all handled. He's got it under control. Hey, there's no need to push. There's no need to shove. The CBA has been provided to Roger Goodell, and they're behind him 100%. Stand firm. You got Brady where you want him. You know he was playing with them balls. He was messing with them balls from day one. You know because they've explained it. He likes to be able to grip them balls how he wants to with a little less air in them and throw the ball all around the field, giving him an undue advantage over his counterparts from different teams when they come into Foxborough. New England has been doing stuff like this for years. You know, Kraft has got the cheese, so he'll pay. Belichick, you know, he's the hobbit. He's always doing something under his hoodie. He's trying to make sure that his team always has an advantage. What you doing? You know Goodell is the man. He's going to put the 4-game suspension on Brady, and Brady is going to sulk like the little bitty kid he is over in the corner until he gets out there after serving that 4-game suspension. So let the man do what he has to do. Suspend.
Okay, you heard the defense from DizzieMac. Stand firm, NFL. The CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, gave the commissioner power, and judges do hate to overrule arbitrators. Big Doug, defend.
Yep, the commissioner has the power. He should use the power. We're talking about the evil empire of the Patriots here. I mean, we're talking about folks, I mean, we start to hear now that Peyton Manning won't even go in the locker room and talk to his folks. He's going to go out in the hallway or find somewhere else in the some other closet in the Patriots stadium to talk to his folks because he thinks they're bugging the locker room during games as well at halftime. So, you know, the Patriots have got that image, and Roger needs to come in and clean up, and he's going to clean up, and he's going to hang on to his values, and he's going to hang in there, and he's going to force them to suspend Brady for 4 games and not let him play and send a message to the rest of the league that, you know, I've got the power, I'm going to use the power, and I'm not going to give on this. I've been wrong several times, but I'm going to be right on this one. I'm going to take Brady out for 4 games. So I think the commissioner's going to hang in there, and he's going to do what he thinks is right, and he thinks 4 games is right, and he's going to move forward with it because he's got the power. The CBA told him he could do this. We don't want to practice as hard, so we're going to give you the power, commissioner. So he's going to use that power and move forward, and I think he should. And he should, you know, give Brady as tough a penalty as he can for destroying his phone and not keeping it when he knew a legal process was probably coming. And he needs to hang on there. If it takes 2 or 3 years to do it, let's still do it. Brady will still be quarterback 3 years from now. So if we had to sell him out 4 games from now, let's do it. Go, commissioner, go. You got the power.
He got the power.
Absolutely.
First lady.
The commish has the judge in his pocket. He has always been favorable to the NFL. This judge is giving the impression that he is being stern against the NFL, but this is normal proceedings that judges use when one side has the convincing evidence and the legal rights. They try to get the stronger side to settle with the weaker side. In this case, Tom Brady. Roger knows he has the power to do what he wants. So Roger will just sit tight and just wait patiently for the judge to rule in his favor.
Oh, the First Lady says a different read on things. Here comes the judge. Well, you heard Flip It for this week, and we don't know where this one will land, but First Lady, take us to break.
On the other side of the break, we'll have another performance from General Spanky on Shout Out. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Free Brady.
Let me ask you a question. Are you getting enough? I bet you'd love more, right? Well, AdamandEve.com wants to give you more with 10 free gifts. First, you'll get a sexy surprise for her. Second, a specially selected toy for him. And third, a little something we know you'll both enjoy. Plus, you'll get 6 full-length adult movies on DVD. And number 10, free shipping on your entire order. So what do you have to do to get your 10 free gifts? It's not hard. Just go to AdamandEve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy, sexy piece of lingerie, or anything you desire. Just enter offer code FREE61 at checkout, and you'll get all 10 free gifts. Go check out AdamandEve.com today. Select one item and get 10 free gifts, including free shipping, when you enter offer code FREE61. That's FREE61 at AdamandEve.com.
You are listening to Bras, Panties and Sports. It's time for Shout Out, Part 2, the picks and the final. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out from me and the crew. We have a performance from General Spanky. DJ, let's hear Mr. Immature.
I would write more crazy rhymes, but therapy takes up a lot of time. I told that joke in a bar. I'm more lame than air guitar. That's not meant to put me down. I wear dysfunction like a crown. Jump in the pool, the water's fine. Penny for your thoughts, I've got a dime. Every day, my stain grows. I picked for gold inside my nose. Here is something fun to do. Cover toilet seat with crazy glue. I am Mr. Immature. Don't try to fake me. That's don't care. I am Mr. Immature, don't try to fake me, that's don't care. I am Mr. Immature, don't try to fake me, that's don't care. I am Mr. Immature, don't try to fake me, that's don't care. I'm not like most grown-ups that you've seen. My sense of humor peaked when I turned 13. My brain's like a sunburn starting to peel. Completely useless and disturbing to feel. I've never been the essence of sophistication, despite my mother's complete frustration. What can I say? I make no sense. When I go camping, I get too tense. My name is Ian, wanna be my friend? My life is like a book, you start at the end. Take precautions with what you wish for. I could be the blind date behind your front door. I am Mr. Immature, don't try to fake me, that's don't care. I am Mr. Immature, don't try to fake me, that's don't care. I am Mr. Immature, don't try to fake me, that's don't care. I am Mr. Immature, don't try to fake me, that's don't care. I am Mr. Immature, don't try to fake me, that's don't care. I am Mr. Immature, don't try to fake me, that's don't care. I am Mr. Immature, don't try to fake me, that's don't care. I am Mr. Immature, don't try to fake me, that's don't care.
That was it? All right, that's Mr. Immature.
You wanted more?
Real immature. Not really, not really. Okay, let me go to our panelists. Well, Roddy B, I'm going to start with you. What did you think about Mr. Immature?
Well, I think Weird Al Yankovic needs to give the young man a call and give him a little coaching and direction. Because if you go that way, you got to work on it. You got to work on it. You got to work on it. So I got to hit the mute button. I'm borrowing some fertilizer from Grow Your Mind and Money to dump on him to help him grow some.
All right, Big Doug, what did you think? You're going to hit the mute
button
as
well.
Got it. Huh?
I hit the mute button pretty quickly, so I think I turned it off on y'all's set, too.
All right.
It's not my style.
Just not your style. All right, I hear you. I check DizzieMac. What does the Shimmy Shake girl say about General Spanky?
I putting that mute button on there when we didn't like that at all. The Shimmy Shake girl sat down. They wasn't even shimmying and shaking. They were boycotting that one.
You know what? I gave General Spanky a chance with the first song. I gave him a yo, but I'm definitely going to hit the mute button on this one. I really didn't like this one at all. I mean, I gave him a little props a little bit earlier, but this definitely was a horrible song. And Mr. Immature, I agree with Ronnie B. He does need to get some help from Weird Al Yankovic. Well, that's the end of the shout-out. If you like what you heard from General Spanky, you can check him out on healingthroughhumor.com. Interesting. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, you can send your emails and tracks to panties@oldgrumpyradio.com. It's time for the picks. Time to see who will be that hardball champ. Well, I really can't blame the interns this week, DizzieMac and Big Doug. I don't have the results. I'm a little bit under the weather, so I'll definitely have it next week. They gave me the results. I just haven't been able to compile everything together, so we'll see.
That's all right.
All right, that's all right. Okay, so let's go on to this week's pick. At the end of our week, Toronto will overtake the Yankees. 500 points for the correct answer and a negative 600 for the incorrect. Doug, Toronto will overtake the Yankees. Yes or no?
Oh, my goodness. Toronto, I think, will overtake them this time. So,
you say yes?
I'll be close, though. Yes, yes.
All right.
Toronto over the Yankees.
Toronto over the Yankees. DizzieMac.
Yes, if they keep getting pitching like the way David Price shut them down last night, they will overtake the Yankees. So I'm going yes.
All right. Roddy B, Joe's pick.
Joe says no. The Yankees will hold firm.
And I'm going to agree with Joe because I think the Yankees will hold firm too. So I'm going to say no. Detroit will overtake the Twins. DizzieMac.
No. Detroit will not overtake the Twins this week.
Hey. Roddy B, was Joe's pick?
No.
No. And Big Doug?
No.
All right, well, I'm going to make it unanimously. No. Detroit will not overtake the Twins. Giants will sneak past the Dodgers. 500 for the correct answer and minus 700 for the incorrect answer. DizzieMac, going back to you.
No, they won't.
Giants will sneak past the Dodgers. You said no, they will not. Roddy B, was Joe's pick?
No.
No. I'm going to say no also. San Francisco, they've been a little bit up and down lately, so I'm going to say no. Big Doug, what do you have?
I got to know. Actually, the Giants play the toughest schedule this week of anybody, so I don't think they're going to make up room this time. So I think no.
Okay.
Giants will not get past the Dodgers.
All right. And finally, Washington will overtake the Mets. 700 for the correct answer, minus 900 points for the incorrect answers.
Ooh.
Better get this one right. All right, Doug, what do you think?
Me? There's no chance. Washington. No. Washington is playing horrible.
I know, it seems like every week we say that. I'm definitely going to say no. Washington is not going to overtake the Mets. I mean, right now, they're like, 4 or 5 games behind the Mets.
5 games behind.
They'll have to have a bad week for the Mets. And they've been on fire still. All right. Roddy B, what is Joe's answer?
No.
No. DizzieMac?
I'm going with no.
You go with no, okay. All right, well, we'll see how we'll do next week. We'll have those results. Before we go, it's time to find out what we missed this week. Let's go to our panelists. DizzieMac, what did you miss?
This week I missed everything. Man, it was a rough week for DizzieMac. I was involved in some business transactions and things, and I was just definitely trying to get through that. So I didn't get a chance to really get on top of nothing. But I guess I did miss Tiger shooting under 65 back to back for the first time in some years.
Yeah, that was something to miss. Big Doug, what did you miss?
Okay, I've missed this for years. All I can say is Jared. One thing I can say about it is I hope he has a 350-pound cellmate with tattooed from the bottom of his feet to the top of his head, and he treats Jared really bad.
We don't want to miss that. That's what we don't want to miss. All right, Ronnie B, what did you miss?
I missed that a jury awarded Michael Jordan $8.9 million for his name being used by a grocery store chain for invoking his name in a steak ad without his permission. A judge ruled that trial that the now defunct Dominic's Finer Foods was liable, which is now owned by Safeway, $8.9 million for using his name without permission. Woo!
Like he needs more money, but anyway, you're right.
Well, it's not the money; it's the principle.
It's the principle of the thing. All right. Well, I missed Serena Williams winning another tournament, and she is gearing up for the U.S. Open for her to be the first player since Steffi Graf to have a true Grand Slam. Go, Serena. Let's hope that you get it done. This is Cheryl Smith and the crew, and you have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports.
Pass them grapes, Big Doug.
Thank you.